Welcome to Answer the Question. Today, we're going to be going over the last branch of the federal government, the administrative branch, which is made up of the independent agencies which are not part of the core executive departments. Independent agencies are established as such by Congress. And though it's not specifically defined, independent generally means that these agencies can exercise rulemaking and enforcement authority over their domain under the rules of the Administrative Procedure Act. It also means that they have their own leadership, who sets the policy objectives for the agency. Congress will often establish additional protections for these agencies to ensure that they can operate without interference from partisan political sources, such as the White House. For example, Congress often requires these agencies to be led by a board or commission rather than a single administrator. And these commissions often have more rules to ensure their neutrality. Common rules include that the board or commission be bipartisan, that the members of the board have staggered terms so that one president cannot appoint an entire board of an agency, and that these board members may not be fired by the president except for cause. In practice, though, the president does often get to appoint a majority of the board by the end of their term. Now, if we dive deeper, the rules get murky. See, there are actually two types of independent agencies: independent regulatory agencies, which are listed in the Paperwork Reduction Act, and independent executive agencies, which are the rest. Independent executive agencies, such as the Social Security Administration and the Environmental Protection Agency, are much less insulated from presidential power. For example, the rules of these agencies still have to be reviewed by OIRA, the Office of Information and Regulatory Affairs, which is part of OMB, which is part of the Executive Office of the President. This basically gives the president a major lever to influence the policies of these agencies before they make it to the Federal Register, which is when they take enforcement authority. Also, if these agencies have single administrators, such as the EPA or CIA, then the president can fire these heads of these agencies at will. On the other hand, independent regulatory agencies, such as the Federal Reserve and the Securities and Exchange Commission, are not under some OMB authority, meaning that they can submit their own budgets and their own legislative proposals directly to Congress, and they do not have their rules reviewed by OIRA before they make it to the Federal Register. They also can ignore some executive orders, although the scope of this power is not well defined. And on that note, you should know that Trump has submitted 3 executive orders over the last month, basically challenging all of these additional protections. And we'll see what happens, but this is one of the most major power struggles going on right now in the federal government. That's all for this one. Next up, we'll be talking about the hidden voting blocks in Congress. So I'll see you then.